Welcome to These Are the Blades of Our Lives, the figure skating show where I talk to you about figure skating like it is drama for our mama. On today's episode, we are going to recap the 2022 NHK trophy. We're starting with the men and pairs. Men brought me immense pleasure as well as excruciating heartbreak. I really wanted John Woo Cha to win the silver medal here so he could be a definite at the Grand Prix final. I needed him to be at the Grand Prix final. So I prayed to the figure skating god and asked for that stupid Sao Cow, that quad Sao Cow to be his friend. And the stupid skating gods ignored me. And he fell on that Sao Cow in the short program, which literally made it so hard for him to come back in the long program. Cha still did a great job coming back, winning the bronze medal, but now we don't know if he's going to make it to the Grand Prix final. Now his fate is not in his own hand. Now he has to wait to see how the other men do before he can know whether he's going or not. I'm just so devastated by that. The person that did win the silver medal here was the dark horse, Sota Yamamoto. Another beautiful short program, another first place short program for him. Again, I knew he wouldn't win the overall competition because coming back from injury, he simply doesn't have the stamina to do two programs, especially a long program. But he did manage to do just enough here to get another silver medal. And with that, he is now guaranteed a spot in the Grand Prix final. And of course, the champion, our winner, the joy that men brought to my life was none other than Shoma Uno. I will say it again. I love both of his program. I love the contrast between his modern short versus his more classical long program. And guys, you know how much I love Shomo's skating, his back, the arch in his shoulder, the tension in his body. Every movement on the ice is calculated. Every movement on the ice is controlled. And you know how I used to love Shomo, even when his jumps were crazy and he was doing those cat-like landing. Now with him working with Stefan Labiel, he's even cleaning up his jumps, and he really is becoming the full package male skater that we always knew he could be. I'm so happy for the top three here, even though I'm a little devastated that, John Woo Cha didn't get that definite ticket to the Grand Prix. The other men here were hit and miss. Adam Fa, he also had like a good chance here to win a medal, win a podium medal with the goal he won from France. If he had won a medal here, whether it was silver or bronze, he would have definitely made his way to the Grand Prix. So there's a really good chance that he will make it, but we will have to wait and see what happens at the last leg of the Grand Prix. Matteo Rizzo, again, love Matteo. Still need to work on his consistency. You never really know what kind of Matteo you're gonna get. And then another inconsistent skater is, of course, Kazuko Tomono. Every quality that you love in a skater is in Tomono. Unfortunately, the consistency with the jumps just take away so much from the overall skating. I really think if he could just literally get that one aspect of his skating together, get the jumps together, he could really be something incredibly special in skating. Then we moved on to ice dance. Oh my God, guys. Ice dance was the most surprise that I have had in figure skating in a really long time. And I know I'm saying that now, but I'm going to say it later when we get to the ladies. The reason why I'm saying this is out of all the disciplines in figure skating, ice dance is the one discipline where seniority rule, where you literally have to put in a decade, build your name, build your standing, and once you get up to that level, the judges will keep you at that level unless you make a major mistake. So in my mind, there was no way that Chalk and Bait was not going to win this. First off, they decided to stay with their programs as is, which I feel like was a major, major error. Even if they kept the short, they should have reworked the long program. I feel like they doing the same thing that Madison Hubble and Zachary Donahue used to do, which is they would come out with a program. The judges and the fans would tell them, we hate these programs. They would dig in their heels and then they would get buried during the season. I think Madison and Evan are doing something similar. At Skate America, the judges clearly said your short program, your rhythm dance, it's okay. Your long program, your free dance, we don't like it. They had at least a good 4 weeks to go and rework everything, and they did not bother. They dug in their heel. And what happened here is that they lost. They lost. That really was their medal, and they gave it away. I mean, with a silver medal and their gold at Skate America, they still did well enough here to make it to the Grand Prix final, but they lost. And I feel like the judges has sent them a message. The season that we thought was going to be theirs, we thought they were going to win the Grand Prix, they were going to win Worlds. We're not being told this is not your season. You might not even get a medal at Worlds if things continue that way. So unfortunately, Chalk and Bates ended up with the silver medal and not the gold that I was expecting. The gold medalists. Oh my God. And yes, guys, you know I'm shallow and I love this team because they look so fabulous on ice. Was Laurenstein Boudry and Nicoline Sorensen. They deserve to win. They deserve to win. And I am so happy to see figure skating moving towards the place where it's about who comes, who shows up, who delivers on the date. It's not about reputation. It's not about coaches. It's about the skater that delivers on the date. Both in the short program and in the free program, I agree with the judges putting Baudry and Sorensen in front of Chalk and Bates because their material is better, their presentation is better, the delivery was better, the commitment and the belief in the program was better. This is a well-deserved gold medal for them. And I love the fact that they are just going from strength to strength to strength at every competition. And also now with this gold medal, they officially make it to the Grand Prix final. Now, you guys know I really, 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 really wanted Kana Muramoto and Daisuke Takahashi to win a medal on home ground. I know that was not going to happen. I know I was delusional. I know Maria Zueva didn't have that kind of power. But when that rhythm dance was finished and I saw that placement of a 75, I honestly begin to think like maybe, just maybe Zueva could pull it off. But no, but still they finished so far ahead, of their countrymen that I feel like they're guaranteed that spot to world and that's moving in the right direction. So who did win the bronze medal here was Caroline Green and Michael Parson. Rhythm dance is improving. They're putting a little more into it. The free dance is just, I don't like it. That is the nicest way I could describe it, by saying I don't like it. But I feel like Timothy White was not going to go home without a medal. And she may be young to the coaching game, but she is not young to the ice dance politic game. And she did what she needed to do to get them that bronze medal. Because honestly, I would have given that bronze medal to Allison Reed and Salus Ambravius. I just find that their material is better, especially the free dance. I find that their free dance is a little more innovative. It's a little more outside the box. They believe in it more. They deliver it more. Actually, I find that Allison and Salus's free dance is closer to what Green and Parston was doing last season, which is kind of odd. So I would have given it to them, but still a fourth place finish for Allison and Salus is not bad. I was also so happy to see Wang Shuye and Lu Shiyu come out. Yes, they do not have the mileage that the other teams have. It's not as crisp. It's not up to standard. You could tell they haven't had as much run through as the other team. But it is always so fabulous to see them, only because I'm such a fan of this team and I see so much potential in them, not just for themselves, but to bring ice dance to another level in terms of where it could be in China. I want ice dance in China and in Japan to grow so that we can have more competition. Then moving on to the pairs. The winners, of course, was no surprise. It was Ryuko Miura and Ryuichi Kihara. I honestly thought they were going to take it easy because of the injury, but I also know that Ryuko and Ryuichi are fighters and they were going to try to give the best performances that they can give on home ice, and they brought it to the best of their ability. Honestly, having seen Alexa Canaram and Brendan Fraser compete twice, and now seeing Rico Miura and Ryuichi Kihara, I'm willing to give it to Rico and Ryuichi. Their skating is a little lighter. It's easier to digest. Their packaging is a lot nicer. Guys, I will be honest. You guys know I love Alexa Canaram. She is a diva. I'm all about it. But I'm sorry. Her packaging this season just does not do it for me. I think the short program dress, I think of it, when I think of it, I think like Crypt Keeper gray. It's like an inside out skeleton with the red veins on the gray. No, and then she moves on to the pumpkin mocha spice latte blur orange, that blur orange, the blur orange. It doesn't do anything for her skin tone. It doesn't pop on the ice. Like, come on, Alexa, you know how to get you some blinging, beautiful dress that just leaves us breathless. These two dresses are not it. And you guys know I'm shallow. And if I'm judging, I am giving extra point to Riku for the packaging. Not because Riku's packaging is that great, but when compared to what Alexa's bringing us, I'm giving it to Riku. But of course, if we were giving it to anyone for packaging, it would be the one and only Queen Diva, Diana. Her packaging this season is fabulous. But yeah, so this was an easy one for Riku, which made complete sense. I honestly thought that the French married couple, Kamila Kovalev and Pavel Kovalev, would make a move here. If not win silver, at least win the bronze to, buy themselves a ticket at the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, it did not go that well for them. I feel very disappointed for them, but I hope they go home and they start working for Europeans and eventually Worlds. The second place winner here was Emily Chen and Spencer Akira Howie. Again, I really like the look of this team. I love their lines. I love their ice presence. I love their lifts. But the inconsistency is just so much. I can still see them probably winning the silver medal. They'll probably win the silver medal at U.S. Nationals and get themselves a bye to Worlds. But if they could just get consistent, this team really could be in the mix and in the conversation. The bronze medal was the young Canadian team. So happy to see young teams winning Grand Prix medals because I feel like that just motivates them to keep going. So it was Brooke McIntosh and Benjamin Mamar. Glad to see them win something here, which I feel like will motivate them for Canadian national as well as the world. And Canada needs all of the support, all of the medals they could get so that they could invest, more in figure skating because it's kind of dying in Canada. And then finally, the women. Again, have not been so shocked by a figure skating event as I was by the women. Again, like chalk and Bates, there was no outcome in my mind in which Kaori Sakamoto did not win NHK. Like, good God, it is NHK. It is home field advantage. I don't understand what happened, but Kaori ended up in second place here. That loop really just kind of sealed her faith. But even with the mistake on the loop, given the fact that Yelin Kim wasn't perfect either, I still thought her speed, her power, her presence. It's a home court advantage. I still thought the judges would give it to her on the PCS score. I don't know why they decided to go to Yale and Kim. Maybe because we've been screaming all season that they're burying the South Korean women. Maybe that finally got through to them, and maybe they finally decided to give a little generosity towards Yale and Kim. But honestly, I did not see this coming. So the podium was Yellen Kim winning the short program, but losing the long, but winning both, but winning the whole thing, winning NHK as a whole. Kaori Sakamoto losing the short, winning the long, and coming in second place. And then it was our surprise little dark horse, Rion Sumiyoshi, who ended up in the bronze medal here. Beautiful, jumps, just really effortless with her jump, nice, steady landing, soft knees. But for me, there's nothing exciting about this skater. I feel like, there's no sense of who she is as a skater. There's no point of view of what it is she's trying to tell us yet. That's not to say it won't come to that, but it's just not there yet. But I was really happy for her winning a medal here. What I did not see happening was these two outcomes. Rinka Watanabe, I clearly stated to this girl, do not do the triple axel. Play it safe. This was her chance to make it to the Grand Prix definitively by winning a bronze or silver medal here. I said take out the triple axel in the short program and play it safe, but she didn't do that. She didn't do that, and the rest of the program and the jumps just fell apart after that triple axel. Yeah, she made a comeback in the long, but I feel like that's gonna be the story for her. Not doing so well in the short program, having to come back in the long, and after a while, the judges are gonna get tired, and she's gonna end up being buried. And then the other, I could not believe it happened, was Amber Glenn. A complete implosion in the short program. And I'm feeling now at this stage in her career, she's literally already written her story. The judges are now starting to form an idea of her as being an incredibly inconsistent skater. And I feel come national, if another one of these skaters outskate her, the US a committee doesn't have much to say. Let's give her a chance and send her, because they don't know if they're gonna get Amber Glenn from Skate America or if they're gonna get Amber Glenn from NHK. And when a spot is on the line, do you take that chance and send Amber Glenn, or do you give the opportunity to another skater? Even if they don't do so well, at least you have one more skater with international experience. I feel like she's digging herself into a hole that's gonna be very hard for her to dig herself out of. Now, in the short program, guys, I will just be honest with you. The other two Japanese women skaters were buried. These young women were giving us a master class on jumping. They literally had the best jumps in the competition. The three South Korean ladies had the best jumps in the program. Suyeon Jin and Sooyoung Wee, beautiful combination, beautiful triple, beautiful double axel. And the 61 and the 62 did not represent what they did on the ice. They literally got buried. And I feel like that's really just depressing. I do not think the two American women should have been ahead of the two South Korean women. In the short program, I don't believe so. But that's what happened. Then we had like Audrey Shen. Listen, if I am the US committee picking a team for World, okay, we already know Isabel Levito, she is going. I'm looking at Audrey Shen. This is two outing for her, two consistent outing. Are her jumps fully rotated? No, but the judges don't seem to be banging her for them that badly. I'm putting Audrey Shen. If she has another decent outing at, nationals, I'm sending Audrey Shen. I'm sending Isabel Levito and Audrey Shen. As for the third spot, I'm sending Lindsay Thorngreen. I'm sending, I guess I'll send Ember Glenn. And I'm going to look to see what the other women did at national, and I'm sending them to four continent, and from those three I will pick my third spot. But I'm definitely looking at Audrey Shen for that second spot because she has been the second most consistent US women so far. As for Star Andrews, she ended up ninth, which is about where more or less I found I would have put her. That skate at Skate Canada was great. It was history making, but realistically, she doesn't have the tech power or the consistency to compete with the other women here. So I feel like that was a fair placement. All in all, I enjoy NHK. I always enjoy NHK because the Japanese audience is so well educated about figure skating. They have an appreciation for figure skating. It's always a packed house. And I love how much they're investing in figure skating. And I think the Japanese team is really starting to come together to a point where that gold medal in Milan 2026, if things continue in this trajectory, is not out of reach. And I want to see that. I want to see well-rounded teams and Japan and China. I even want South Korea to start building pairs and ice dance program. I know they have a great junior ice dance team, but I want it to trickle over to senior so that they could become competitive. Because the more countries we have that are fully invested in figure skating, the more the sport will grow as a whole. And I'm really looking forward to that. I really enjoyed NHK. I cannot wait for the last competition so that we can know who's going to the Grand Prix final. You guys let me know. What did you think of NHK? Leave me a comment.